Hello?
Hello?
There we go.
Hello? There we go. Hello? There we go.
Sorry, I got my sound up. Good evening. Welcome to Christian Gaming. This is your host, Mr. G. I'm so glad that you have decided to join me this evening. Um, Before we get started, make sure if you are enjoying this content that you hit the like button and the subscribe. Um, it'll do me a lot of good. I am not in this for money or trying to get any kind of clout or any kind of whatever. I am here because I love the Lord, and because I love the Lord, then I love people, and this is something that I enjoy doing. I you know say that I would be playing video games when I'm 80 uh, because I enjoy playing them. Um, this is not something that is strictly for children. And, from when I got my first Atari, when I was in the sixth grade, I think I was sixth or seventh grade. I know it was in middle school when I first got my game console. To right now, I have always enjoyed playing games and playing video games. We had tournaments when I was in the Marine Corps. When we didn't have dates and we would be in the barracks for the weekend. And I think during that time, Street Fighter had just come out, and so we would um, we would play Street Fighter in the barracks. Mortal Kombat, that came out a little later. But we were um, that was our entertainment, and so just enjoying playing games, and these consoles are not cheap, never have been, and yeah, it this is something that I just enjoy doing. And if I can get on here and make a connection with anybody on here, and either pray for them or lead them to Christ, then that is the goal that I'm trying to get. But yeah, to be able to do this, I count it a blessing. So I like to give a couple of shout outs. One, I'd like to give a shout out to Lou. Make sure you go out and check his channel on YouTube, and check out his content. He goes live every once in a while. He plays um, video games on here just like I do, but he's a little bit better than I am, and they cuss a lot over there. So if that's what you're into, and you want a little bit more of an intense gaming experience, then I would suggest going over to his channel and checking him out. Um, he is a former student of mine. He was the one that got me set up on this. So make sure you go check out Lou's channel and give him a like on his videos and subscribe to his channel, so that and hit the bell notification. So when he does go live, when he does upload stuff, then you'll know. He's very sporadic with his. He's not on a schedule like I am. So whenever he'll go live, and then he likes to go live late at night. And sometimes I try to catch him, and I can't because I'm in the bed. But he is a phenomenal gamer, and a very cool person. So go ahead and check him out. Um, I like to go over the rules of Christian gaming. One, we don't cuss on here, so make sure that you mind that rule. You might cuss. There's no judgment when it comes to that, but please I ask that you honor the rules of this channel that when you come on, you don't cuss. Second of all, we don't bully anybody. We don't belittle anybody. We don't tell them how bad they are. Um, I was just watching a documentary, and it's this series on Max called Hollywood. I think it's Hollywood Demons or something like that. But yeah, it's nothing supernatural or anything. But it's just um, watching these stars, these famous people, go through and struggle with um, with stuff, with life and things that's going on with them, and how they put on a facade and just um, oh, there you are. I'm talking to my dog. How they just put on a facade and get in front of the camera and entertain us. But then behind the scenes they're struggling with a whole lot of stuff, and they don't have any any way to release that, and they deal with it the best way that they can by getting into drugs, by into alcohol, by getting into um, very shady stuff, like maybe dealing drugs or whatever. And a few of them end up unaliving themselves. And I was watching, uh, I'm 4 episodes in, and the the third episode was about the Power Rangers. Now, I don't. Power Rangers came a little bit after me. It was a strictly '90s thing. I was already a grown man. I think I have a little cousin, and at that time I think he was like 5 or 6 years old, and that's when they came out, and I would watch it with him. Not really, didn't really get into it because I thought it was a little cheesy, but um, yeah, they did a little expose of what was going on with the people that played the Power Rangers from the beginning all the way up to the end, and these struggles um, that these actors faced when it came to their lives. And when I heard about Jason David Frank and how he unalived himself, I met him briefly. Actually, I talked to him for a little bit at a comic book convention in Atlanta several years ago, and yeah, he was there along with just about all of the cast of Star Trek Next Generation. So I got a chance to meet them too. But his line to meet him was extremely long. Um, but it was worth it just to sit there and talk to him for a few minutes. So it was a cool thing. But he had been struggling with some stuff, and while I was watching the documentary, his older brother, unalived himself, and that was devastating. He was married, and he divorced his first wife, and then he got married again, and he was, about to, or his wife had filed for divorce because she said that she wanted to. she wanted to talk to him, and he just, you know, disappeared. He didn't talk to anybody, and man, I mean, just the struggles were deep. But and then he unalived himself, and there were a um, couple of other people that unalived themselves, and then there was one of them that murdered somebody or unalived somebody. And you know, these were people that played Power Rangers throughout the whole series. So yeah, I mean, like I said, I wasn't a really big Power Ranger fan. I appreciated. I watched both the movies that they had, and I went and actually saw the reboot of the Power Rangers, which I thought it was pretty decent, you know. But anyway, so I'm not on here to get likes, to get or I'm not on here for that. Okay, I'm on here to be a blessing to people and to have you guys watch me play video games very badly because I play video games very badly. I love playing video games, but I play them kind of bad. I'm sorry, I'm standing up. I think the dog needs to go out. Oh, girl, you made a mess. All right. All right. Well, sometimes people get on here and talk to me. Sometimes they don't, and that's fine. I'll sit here and I'll talk, and you know, I'll try to be encouraging to you. And if you happen to run across this video and you listen to it for a little bit, I want you to know that God loves you, and there is a need and a purpose for your life. That's why you're here. And I've preached this many times to young people. I would tell them if your life did not have purpose, then you would no longer be alive. You would no longer be here. So I don't want you to ever think that your life is meaningless. You have no purpose. When God created you, He gave you the equipment, the means to be a blessing, to operate in your gift. You know, everybody is not gifted the same. Everybody doesn't have the same the same thing, and that's why we should fit together so perfectly because I have my gifts and you have yours, and my gifts may not be what your gifts are, and your gifts may not be what mine are, and that's how we come together. But I don't ever want you to think that your life is meaningless, and I don't want you to ever think that you have no purpose. Now you have to find your purpose, but it's there. You have purpose, and if you were not meant to be here, you would not be here. Here physically, breathing this air, living your life. And I don't care how old you are. I don't care if you're 15. I don't care if you're 25. I don't care if you're 35. I don't care if you're my age, 50, 53. Um, doesn't matter. God created you and He designed a purpose for you and for your life. I used to sing this song that said, "No one else can preach your sermons. No one else can sing your song. No one else could ever do what God has chosen you to do. Your gift was given from above, a blessing from the Father's love. So use your gift to the glory of God." That was a song that was written by uh, Kurt Carr, and it was performed by him and the Kurt Carr Singers back in the 90s. So the name of the song is called "No One Else." Look it up and listen to all of it, please, because it is truly a blessing. Sorry, I'm trying to see where my dog is. Anyway, um, and if there is anybody physically here on this planet that doesn't love you, then if you're listening to my voice, then I love you. I don't know you, never met you, but I love you. And I love you with the love of Christ. And whatever it is that you're struggling with, whatever it is that you're dealing with, stop trying to deal with it yourself. God is available with open arms. Cast all your cares on Him, and then let Him help you through the struggle. Amen. So that's my word for you for today, and I hope you're blessed by it. I haven't started playing yet because I'm waiting on my. What is she doing? You know, my dog when she goes out, it's an epic event. 'Cause she'll go out and then she'll sniff around the perimeter of the yard, and there are certain spots where she will pee, and then she'll come in the yard and she'll sniff around, and then she'll come up to the front of the house, and I have some bushes that are in the front of my house, and she'll sniff up close to where the house is, the front yard, and then she'll go in the backyard and she'll sniff back there, but she doesn't leave the yard. Yeah, she'll stay in the yard, and she'll investigate what what's going on, and then when she's ready to come back in, she'll come up to the door. There she is, and she'll sit there and wait for me to let her in. And so she's always been like that. Ever since I got her, um, I could I can just let her out, and she'll go out and do her business, and then she'll sniff around the yard, sniff around the backyard, and she'll come back in. She'll come up to the door when she's ready to come in. So, Where did she go? I just saw her. Georgia, come on. All right. Okay, guys and girls. Um, I'm taking a break from Midnight Mirror because I got this game earlier this week or last week, Thursday. Well, I got it, and I wanted to play it. This game is called Raiden 4. It is a reboot of an old game. If you ever heard of Darius Twin, it's kind of like an airplane shoot 'em up um, space game. It's pretty old. I remember playing it in the arcade, and then when all of the systems came out, I remember playing this game on I think like Super Nintendo, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, um, so I got this game, and I played a little bit of it on Thursday when I got it. So I'm going to continue to play this game, and we'll go back to In Nightmare next week, and we'll see what happens with that game. So, all right, here we go. If all hearts and minds are clear, all right, let's get it. All right, we are at Overkill. Where was I at? Arcade. All right, here we go. All right, here we go. Already? Ah, okay. Maybe because of my game plan, let me put this on a on an easier level. Oh, and I'm ranked first. Sure. There's no shame in my game. Yeah, that's going on right. That other chick, the bombs are not. I don't like. I don't like the bombs. All right, let's get this. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Went off someplace. I guess it is. Oh, that was the arcade. You want to all right, let's do it. Got a new, what I had a new, oh, you got me scared to see like, I don't know what to do, but you use it, so I'm going to use it. And she does this like what the kids do. I was on XQC front page. Go back 3 minutes and watch. Okay, I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm sorry. It would be funny if we with the new front page. I'm not sure what that is. All right. On Twitch. Okay, I can hear myself because I got my YouTube up on my phone, and yeah, I can hear on here. So who is I'm sorry, I'm going back to read my messages. Okay, who is XQCS? I have no idea who that is. And person say go back 3 minutes in his VOD and watch. XQC. I don't have a Twitch, so yeah, I wouldn't know how to access that. But anyway, please elaborate. Lame. What's lame, Corey? Sorry about that, guys. It is kind of loud in my ears too. So um, don't know for your phone. Let me see if I can. Okay, I'm going to quit the game, and then I am going to see if I can turn down. All right, let's try that. Is that better? Can y'all hear me now? Yeah, you're right, man. I agree. So Corey, do you remember? Do you remember this game? You remember playing this game back in the day? Games like it, but not this one. I'm sure that I would have remembered the fairy. uh, I think it was an added. This is a remix of the game Raiden or Raiden, however you want to pronounce it. Let me take it back to take it back to the shit. They need to unmix it. Yeah, I said it. A place like Dave's Twin. I know you remember that one, and it is a co-op. Oh, what? Okay. Well, that's a shame for you because the last music was kind of like Street Fighter. This music is giving you a toothache. What is going on with my sound here? I don't know. Yeah, I'm using my good headphones. Because of the game noise. We got these bombs here. Okay. And that's what I'm saying. Oh, hold on, let me finish that over here. Right. Using a game genie. I wish. I miss I miss the game genie. I do. All right, quitting this game. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna interrupt the live stream here for a moment because I gotta switch out games, and this game is a hard copy, and so is the other game. Yeah, may the fourth be with you. Yes, may the fourth be with all of you. I remember going to see Star Wars. I think I was 8. I remember how excited I was because I don't think I'd ever been to a movie theater or going to a theater to see a movie. We watch movies on TV, but yeah, I was really excited about going to see Star Wars Episode 4, New Hope, and just how amazed I was. I mean, I was on the 8, and how cool it was for me to have a lightsaber. Um, and my mother bought me one for Christmas, and it was just like a little blow up thing that you attach to a flashlight. And but still, I mean, it was my lightsaber. I mean, I loved it. So yeah, that brings back a whole lot of memories. All right. I don't know if y'all can still hear me, but give me just a second here. Okay. It's after 7 o'clock. All right, I got a little bit more time with you.